Risk number two, rule of Don. Not rule of law, rule of man, rule of one particular man, President-elect Donald Trump, something the founders in the United States were very concerned about, and yet a risk that has been ever present and growing in the U.S. for decades, and it's going to be more significant in 2025. Keep in mind, as President-elect Trump was running, he firmly believed, as did his supporters, that his political opponents in the United States were his principal adversaries, not those outside the U.S., and that they were trying to imprison him in ways that were politicized, weaponized, and illegal, that they were talking about him in ways that led to violence, even to assassination attempts, one of which was this close. And he fully intends to address that as a priority in his administration, not what he was focused on back in 2017, his first term at all. And that means the power ministries in the United States, the FBI, the Department of Justice, the IRS, will be seen as critical agencies that had been used by the Biden administration against Trump and now will be addressed and will be used by President-elect Trump to respond. That is going to have a chilling effect on opposition, on media, on business in the U.S., and that'll be true even if it's just a threat, even if it fails to lead to actual investigations and incarcerations of Trump's enemies. But more likely than not, at least some of that will occur. A new McCarthyism in the United States that has been coming and is being demanded by a large number of Americans in support of the president. Related to this is the growth of oligarchs and pitchforks. The fact that the United States is becoming more kleptocratic. It is a country whose deterioration of democratic values has been most impacted by the import of special interests, influence, and money. And this is a transactional presidency, one that will respond particularly to those that have given the most to him and his campaign, and he's done business with over his career, and particularly over his campaign. That is most reflected by Elon Musk, the most powerful man in the world, worth almost $500 billion, 100 times more than Trump, far more media influence directly and ownership of than Trump has. And those, of course, are the two aspects of political power that Trump values the most personally. I don't expect that the relationship between Trump and Elon Musk is going to break down. It is far too useful to both men. Rather, I think it's going to have greater impact on the way the United States implements its power, legislates, engages with other countries, and the way it's perceived by other countries around the world. At the same time, lots of people, lots of Americans are increasingly angry at the establishment. Some angry at the left, some angry at the right, some just really angry. We saw that at the beginning of 2025, on January 1st, with attacks in New Orleans, in Las Vegas. We saw that with Luigi Mangione assassinating the CEO of United Healthcare, only blocks from where I am taping this right now. The fact that he was charismatic made him more lionized by some as a hero, when he is, of course, the exact opposite of that. I fear we will see much more strength of oligarchs connected to the U.S. political system this year. We'll also see much more ferocity of pitchforks that will be raised against them.